Opinion time. So, I've, once again, noticing another trend that's going on with, internet and whatnot, and videos and people, and even just talking to people in general, There has been a very popular opinion going on about, ripping. People rip on newer generations, and they also rip on older generations, and everybody's ripping on each other. And something I've noticed is a lot of people will talk about TV or gaming, and they'll do this thing where they'll say, oh, well, back in my day, even I'll say it, it's a very common term, back in my day. That's normal, that's fine. But what people don't think about, what they don't realize when they pull this, good example here. Back in my day, kids didn't spend 24 hours in front of the TV, yeah. No, they didn't, kids spent a lot of time outside. That was a good thing. That was very normal. Back in my day, kids didn't play a boat ton of video games. Well, first off, there weren't a boat ton of video games, and at the time, they were the greatest. They were flipping amazing. Nowadays, they look like crap compared to what's out now, but back in the day, there wasn't any. They were the best thing. TV-wise, MTV and VH1 used to be all about the music videos. There was no TV shows on there. It was music videos. That's what it was. All it was. TV shows were not a thing on MTV or VH1. That just didn't happen. Somebody said that was going to be a thing. People would laugh at you. I still laugh at people when they say, oh, MTV and VH1 have turned into, just TV show drama. I laugh at them because I stopped watching TV right around the time that happened. So to me, it's still all music videos. But I know better. Come on. I know better. I know it's not. Music videos, you want a music video, you go on YouTube now. You want a music video, go to YouTube. Past that, you're not watching a music video anywhere else. You're just not. It's not a thing anymore. I don't know why. I would think it would become more popular because music videos are much more extravagant. Now they have like a boat ton of money to do all this amazing CGI work and green screen and futuristic and mixed drawing and all this amazing stuff that just was insanely difficult and expensive to do back in the day. Nowadays, it's like touch of a finger kind of stuff. Now you can just like, oh, haha, anybody can do it. Yeah, I know 7, 8, 6-year-olds that can make this huge, extravagant music video system or whatever that looks professional. So, but that's something that people don't think about is the fact that, yes, back in the day, people didn't watch anywhere near as much TV as people do nowadays. There wasn't as much content. And it's a mix. It's everybody's fault, Don't blame that person over there. Don't blame that generation over here. Don't blame that company over there. It's everybody's problem. Everybody created it. Everybody caused it as a whole. And unfortunately, people cannot come together on something to come against stuff like this. It's not possible. People talk a lot about, a flooding happened in this area. For instance, in the area I'm in right now, we had super bad flooding that wiped out like 3-4 towns in this area. I mean, wiped them out. Now, we've had flooding around here, but it has never gotten that bad since we've been here, anyway. It had been. This place used to be a lake, so there's going to be flooding, especially when the state and the city decide that they don't want to put all that money towards, you know, like, fixing anything. They're gonna break, because that's what happens. Things erode over time. So the big wall keeping that entire lake back is bound to break at some point if you don't, like, fix it. But beyond that, you know, that's kind of the state, city kind of issue. That's a whole, it's a political thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not political. I don't give a flying rat's butt in hell about any of it. So, but anyway, beyond that, what was my point? Oh, what was my point? So, point being is it's everybody's fault, okay? Like, with the TV thing. Supply and demand. Oh, the flooding. So, areas that flood and stuff. Now, you hear stories about people getting together and, you know, that person down there used his little rowboat to help this one family out of hundreds of thousands. Let that sink in. You see one or two people in a boat out there rescuing people out of hundreds of thousands of people. That's not the community coming together, people. That's one or two people doing the job of hundreds of thousands of people. Saving people that didn't plan ahead of time. That didn't take the warning seriously. People love to talk about how, oh, the community will come together. No, they will not. The community never comes together. You have a couple, a very small little handful of people that will help everyone. They get attention for that, which is great, except for the fact that very few times are those individuals spoken out about. It's the community that came together. Most of the time, those people had nothing to do with the community. They were just doing what was right to do what was right. They were doing something we all should have been doing. Now, I get it. You have a family, okay? My husband and I have been in, you know, search and rescue, and we've saved people. We've gone out of our way to help people, to save communities, to save entire communities from serious issues. We've saved individual lives time and time again. And we don't do it for fame and fortune because we have neither. That's not why we did it. That's not why we do it. We do it because it's the right thing to do. Regardless of we don't even like humans. Let that sink in too. We're the type of people that we don't even like people. And yet we'll go out of our way to help you mofos. So, you know, being rude to somebody like that is not generally a very good thing. Because most of the time, they're not doing it to be nice. Some people do it to be nice. Like the husband and I. Now, with that flooding situation, we had just had our baby. We had just barely gotten out of the hospital 2 weeks before the flooding smacked the entire area into oblivion. And we were worried about ourselves. You know, we warned people to get out. A lot of people didn't listen, which is fine. Which, by the way, they just complained about it because, oh, my stuff. We warned you. You didn't get the out of the way. That's not our problem. You should have moved your butt. Just saying. So people generally have a fair amount of warning, enough warning to move their butts, but they don't. And that is when just falls apart. Anyway, we were worried about our brand new baby born son. That, I mean, he wasn't that newborn. He was already like 4 months old by the time all that crap happened. It's just we had just barely gotten out of the hospital 2 weeks before then. You know, we spent 4 months in the hospital because problems. Massive, we were both dying. It was a huge problem. It was a huge issue. So we were stuck in the hospital. So we come out, and what happens but that? And our baby still had a feeding tube shoved down his nose. So, I mean, we weren't in a position to be helping other people when I basically had a baby, and, you know, it was too much. It was way too much, okay? We did our dues. We helped society. We did what we could. We helped where we could, even in that situation. It's not like we just disappeared without telling anybody, hey, something's gonna go down, you know? The huge dam just broke, and there's like 500 million gallons of water coming to drown us all. You know, we didn't ignore people. We told people, hey, we're keeping up on the news stuff. If you don't know this, you might want to pack up and get ready, because we're doomed. And, you know, we even stuck it out. Even then, we still stuck it out. We were wading through. We live in an RV. Don't judge, it's a cheap lifestyle. Our rent is insanely cheap. And our home is our own. You can't take it away from us because we own it. So it's not like we can be like locked out of our apartment and all of our stuff sold off without us knowing about it, because we own it. So, you know, whatever. But beyond that. So we got an RV and we ditched. Sort of. Kind of. We parked nearby because we have a creek right behind us that was flooding. And very quickly. So we got the mofo out of the way. And we parked in the entryway so we could help get people out. And there was eventually, by the way, our area has siren warnings, you know, like the hurricane siren type warnings. And you can't hear them where we're at. We are just barely outside of the city. You can't hear that. So nobody here in our little spit had heard it. Nobody. Except those in town. You know. And, so after the rest of the town got basically rescued in boats and stuff, there were people that were finally coming to help the people here. Eventually. Why are our lives less important living in an RV than everybody in a house? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's not like it's a trailer park. We don't have trailers here. They're specifically RVs. And by the way, there's rules and regulations. You have to have an RV that's of a certain age. It can't be insanely old. It has to be upkept. And it has to be able to, like, have its own amenities. You have to have a working toilet with a tank. You have to have running water. You have to have your own electrical source, like a generator. Like, that's a necessity to live in this type of area. You have hookups, but, you know, it's not a trailer park. This isn't a bunch of broken down stuff. The RVs here are pretty nice, you know? They're pretty nice. They're not crap. So why are our lives less important than the drug addicts down the street that got evacuated first? You know, the known drug house way up there. Why are their lives more important? I mean, I get it. Whatever. I'm rambling and ranting now. Now I'm venting. Ranting, venting, whatever. But it gets back to my point that we're all the problem. So there is such a thing as called supply and demand. A company will supply product X. Now, if people buy product X, then they're going to go, ooh, we can make money. Mass produce. Everybody's going to remember product X as it was product X. And they can keep changing it. And they do. Trust me. things like Oreos and Goldfish and, you know, Pringles and stuff like that, their stuff's changed. They're not the same. What you're eating now is not what originally came out. Partially because of supply and demand, but also because of money. Let's face it, it's money. It's all about money. You know? It's much easier to cut a product in half, sell it for twice as much. I mean, hello, they're making more money, and they're banking on the fact that people remember the product when it first came out. And so they're going to buy that product remembering it from when it first came out, or because their parents, or because their grandparents, you know, it goes along. And so the nostalgia of it, it's nostalgia. Nostalgia is what keeps crap alive. Now, not everything in nostalgia is good, and not everything in nostalgia is bad. When it comes to certain things, nostalgia is very bad in certain things, certain situations, okay? Like, old-timey video games, like, nostalgia, totally cool. Like, I'm loving that, you know? I personally hate old-school video games, even though they were the greatest when I came out, you know? They were amazing when they first came out when I was little and growing up and stuff, like, oh my goodness, you know, Sonic, holy croutons. I mean, the most amazing, innovative thing in the world. It doesn't mean I'm going to play it nowadays. I think it's great to keep it alive. It needs to be kept alive. It needs to exist. But its evolution hasn't gone so well. I don't know how to put it. There's gamer channels that talk all about it and stuff. And, you know, it's going to infuriate some gamers and some people. I don't care. Everybody has their personal opinion. Have your personal opinion and move the hell on. You know, we all have our personal opinion. And that's what I'm trying to get out with this video now. And, you know, people watching it are going to form their own opinion. Or they already have their own opinion. Or they're going to go along with what I say and go, oh, yeah, she's right. I don't care. I don't care no matter what direction you are in. No matter what direction you go in. I want you to have your own damn opinion. But there are people like me and other people. More people do it more often than I do. I'm not like a content creator. I just ramble at the computer, or, well, not even the computer, it's my phone. I ramble at my phone and do a video and then post it. You know, if I want to. I've done millions of rambling videos over the years, and you can see just how many videos I've posted. Hardly any at all. I'm a spit in an ocean. But let me tell you, we all are. We're all spits in an ocean. Back to the whole TV show. Tie it back to the beginning because, yeah. So, TV shows. Supply and demand. TV sucks. TV sucks now. TV sucked then. TV's always sucked. I don't care what generation you're from. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care about your opinions. You know, we all have our own opinions. You're still listening to my video, clearly. So, I mean, it just, I respect your opinions. Whatever your opinion is, I respect it. Doesn't mean I have to care about it, you know? Supply and demand. If you have a company that says, I want to show this TV show, and people watch it, whether they like it or not, and see, this is the thing people don't understand. Nobody gives a flying rat's butt if you like it or not. If you've watched it, you are in a statistical number of someone who has watched it. That's all that matters. Nobody cares if you liked it or not. Flipping no one. You've watched it. Therefore, they've got you. Because you've watched it. You're one of the statistical numbers that's under that company's stranglehold. You have given yourself over to them. You can hate on them all you like, but you're one of them. Because you've watched it. You've done it. Which is why no matter how popular something is, I won't watch it unless I feel like I want to watch it. I don't listen to other people's opinions because I don't care about their opinions. That's their opinion. That's not mine. That's theirs. Yeah, you know, I might take some into account and go, it sounds interesting, maybe someday. But it doesn't mean I'm going to turn around and go, ooh, 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 what's that? Ooh, ooh, somebody said. Let me watch it. Let me play that video game because somebody said. No. Just no. You know? I'm not going to give my eyeballs over to something that's not worth my time. Supply and demand. A company supplies, and whether somebody likes it or not, if they're watching it, you're demanding it. You've given them your eyeballs. You've given them your opinion, good or bad. No one cares. And so they create more. More people hate it, but you're watching it. So they create more. And slowly, people start to, I don't know, fall into an addiction of watching utter crap. Because there's no good content, because nobody watched the good content when it was there. Because everybody was watching the crap. You get where I'm going with this? Quality content is what you watch. It's all statistics, like YouTube, you know? I don't see hardly any videos pop up on my recommendations unless I've already seen them, because I don't just randomly watch videos, you know? I have a very handful few of people that have said, oh yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I'm like, cool, I'll check it out. Why not? My parents have a YouTube channel. I'll watch their stuff. And if I see something pop up that's like, ooh, recommended because you watch their channel, this is recommended, I'll scroll through and I'll look at it and be like, ooh, cool. No, maybe not. You know? I have a brand that I like, you know? World of Warcraft. I love World of Warcraft. Holy croutons. I will play it until the day I die. I will probably die playing World of Warcraft with my husband and my son, and we're all going to be living in the World of Warcraft, and we're probably all going to die in the World of Warcraft. I love it. I'm addicted. I am so addicted. Pump that into my brain directly because I don't want to be anywhere else. The real world sucks. World of Warcraft is awesome. As long as you don't socialize. Believe it or not, you can actually turn off all those chats and stuff. Yeah, pro tip. You don't like hearing about political crap or whose mommy's daddy's kissed the bad, cursing. Yeah, just turn that crap off. You can actually leave the channel, leave the chat channel, like, you know, trade and general and defense, and, you know, local defense. You can actually leave the chat channels. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, you very much can. That's a huge way to get away from toxic players. Holy crap, did my life change when I discovered it, and I was like, unfortunately, you do have to, like, leave the chat channel for every single arfing character, because I have, like, 122 characters, so you have to leave the chat channel for every single effing character, for every single chat channel, because they're all different. And then, I'm so antisocial. I made my own guild, and I'm the only person in my own guild. The husband hasn't actually been able to play in a long time, so he's not a part of the guild yet, but he's going to be the only person that I'm going to allow in the guild until our son is old enough to play, and then he's going to be the only other person in the guild, so it'll be the three of us, so everybody else can go suck it. Whatever. Point being, back to what I was saying, is some of the channels I'll watch is World of Warcraft stuff. And, you know, there are some pretty popular content creators out there. I'm sure you can name one very big one that everybody knows for World of Warcrafting. And, by the way, he doesn't know bull crap. But I have I've been playing since the beginning, by the way. So I was there when World of Warcraft first went online. I was there when World of Warcraft was bought out by Blizzard, because no, they did not create it. And the World of Warcraft universe is older than you could possibly understand. It's from a set of books from the 1400s from Germany. Yeah, they've never been translated. Officially. Never officially been translated. Holy crap, just talking about it could get me killed. Because you're not allowed to talk about it. That's not something you're allowed to talk about. And oh my god, I could totally be killed for talking about that. Crap. Beyond that. But of course, true World of Warcraft fans would know that. Well, no. Actually, I know a lot of true World of Warcraft fans that have no effing clue about any of it. Like, achievements. Dude. Achievements are... they're so new. They're old, but they're new. Come on. They're new. They're new, man. So new. Yeah. And I know they just celebrated, what was it, like year 17, 18, or 19, or whatever, their anniversary. They're older than that, mind you. They're over 20 years old. World of Warcraft is over 20 years old. They are literally basing that, you know, oh, happy birthday, World of Warcraft, based off of when they installed achievements. So, yeah. Even though they celebrated their blank year of birthday, they're way older than that. Not by a whole lot, but by enough. People don't understand any of that, and I'm totally getting off topic because I'm talking about something I love now, and it drives me crazy. But so anyway, there are content creators, you know, that talk about World of Warcraft and stuff, and I'll follow some of them, and, you know, and some of them just doesn't make sense. Where, you know, I've played the game long enough, and they're like, oh, how did this come about? And it's like, dude, in order to get to that point in the video game, you know, in that quest line, you had to have done the quest beforehand. How do you not know this? Obviously, they weren't reading it, which is fine, but, I mean, dude, don't tell me you don't. Come on. Just stop. Read it. The quest lines are actually pretty interesting. Not all of them, obviously. You're not going to come out with pure gold 100% of the time. Gold is always mixed with something else. Gold does not come out of the ground as gold. My husband was a gold digger for a long time. Not in that sense, but I mean, he actually went up into the mountains and would dig for actual gold nuggets. And gold is not pure. No mineral, no metal, no none of that is ever pure. It's always mixed with something. So, you know, not every quest is going to be pure effing gold. Nothing is. That's impossible. Come on now. Seriously? So, I mean, yeah, you're going to have a little bit of crap in there. You're going to have some stuff that, you know, some people might like that, but not everybody's going to like that. You know, just the way it is. That's the way it is. Get over it. So, but there are a few. Okay, there's this one. I absolutely love it. And he does, like, comedy stuff. He's called the Flying Buttress or something. And I just love the videos that dude has made. And there's another one. There's this guy, and he does, like, clipping out of bounds and stuff. And he's got this secret way of doing it. And no matter how long I've played, I have no clue how people clip out of bounds. And honestly, I don't care because I'm not interested in that. I just want to play the game. You know, I'm not oh, back to the World of Warcraft thing, like PvP. PvP was a non-optional thing when I first started playing. Like, you could literally spawn to start the game and already be dead because your character was flipping standing there while you were watching the cinematic, and opposite faction, actually even your own faction, people in your own faction used to be able to kill you too. There was no, hey, you want to battle? They just kicked your butt. It was so flipping annoying. I actually stopped playing World of Warcraft for a few years until they implemented the PvP realms, where you could actually choose to be in a PvP realm or not. And back then, PvP wasn't an option. Like, oh my gosh, I can't stop burping. Even in those days, if you were shoved into a PvP realm, you had no choice. You were PvP whether you liked it or not. You didn't get to switch it on or off. That was not a thing. You couldn't enable it. And even enabling and disabling PvP was before War Mode. War Mode is actually pretty flipping new. And people don't seem to understand that there's a difference between War Mode, which is PvP, and PvP. You could enable and disable PvP anywhere at any time, but War Mode, you have to be in Orgrimmar or Stormwind to enable or disable it. But people don't understand there's a difference, and it drives me nuts because they claim to know World of Warcraft, but they don't know any of this basic crap that you should have grown up with if you've been playing it for as long as you have. You know. But anyway, beyond that. So, like, I'll watch stuff like that, and I'll subscribe to a few of them, and the other mistake a lot of people make is, a lot of people will subscribe to a channel, and they will just leave it on their list. And it kind of drives me nuts, because, like, well, if you don't agree with it, and you're flinging a lot of hate at that person, why are you still subscribed? Why are you still interested in their content? You know, you can look them up without being subscribed. If you don't like them, you're still giving them the views, by the way. They're just like a company in the sense of you're still giving them those views. Whether you're giving them a thumbs up, thumbs down, or you don't give them a thumbs at all, you're still watching. They're still raking in the viewpoints. You know, a viewpoint is a viewpoint. Doesn't matter what your opinion is. They don't care what your opinion is. Now, there is a series of YouTube channels that I flipping love called, it's by MatPat and his wife and their kid, and they are just so awesome. I've watched them for years, and I've had my son watching their stuff, and my husband used to like their stuff, but there was a shift about 2 years ago in his content, and my husband has been really prickly. You know, he's got a bad feeling towards the content since that weird shift, but there was a shift about 2 years ago in MatPat's content, and that is, he does game theory, film theory, food theory, and then he's got a live channel, Game Theory Live or something, so he's pretty cool. Like, I love MatPat's stuff. Just so intellectual. There is so many things that guy talks about that people never touch on, they never think about, because he doesn't just, you know, oh, this is my opinion. He gets into the nitty-gritty of the scientific facts of things. And honestly, if there's any channel out there that you want to watch, you know, if you're looking for a channel or a channel system or anything, dude, MatPat stuff, game theory, food theory, film theory, flipping amazing. He gets into some serious stuff. Like, seriously scientifical, technical. They test this stuff out. It's not like he just brings up his opinion and then shows clips of somebody else doing it. They actually do it. Him and his team. It's not just him, his wife, and their kid, which you never see the kid in the videos, which is kind of cool, you know. Whatever. Point being is his entire team is great. It's not just them. It's an entire team of people doing all of this, and it's so awesome to see that, and I love it. I think it's amazing, and I think that is definitely a string of channels that you should totally go watch. Like, that's my opinion. I mean, take it or leave it. I really don't care what you think of my opinion. So, there you go. Yeah. So, everything is supply and demand. The content that's out there is because people demanded it. Whether they liked it or not doesn't matter. They wanted to see it. They watched it. The views racked up and they said, oh, this is popular. Whether they liked it or not doesn't matter. They watched it. So, therefore, we're going to create more. And, I think we should be shifting more as an entire species, not just as a generation or as a blah, 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 blankety blank, blank, blank. I think as an entire species of animal in this world, we need to do a huge, massive effing shift into things we actually want to see and watch. And, you know, something you're not thinking about, something people don't realize is algorithm is a thing. So, like TikTok, who, by the way, is owned and operated by the Chinese government. Yeah, how many of you knew that? People are freaking out about this Chinese balloon web thingy watching us over the east coast of America. And yeah, but then you're sitting there and you're showing your entire life through TikTok that's owned, operated, and watched by the Chinese government. I'm thinking intelligence isn't a very big thing right now. Like, and it's not a conspiracy. They outwardly admitted to creating and putting TikTok out there to specifically watch people. That was their whole point and program from the very beginning. So, I mean, there's a reason I don't have a TikTok. I tried. I did a couple of videos, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is owned and operated by the Chinese government? Like, maybe I don't want to have an account. Well, that, and I was getting harassed left and right by a handful of psychos, but beyond that, you know who you are, psycho, because I'm sure she's watching. You know who you are. Beyond that point, let's see, like, you know, it's all algorithm. If you're looking up girls in bikinis, that's all you're going to see is girls in bikinis. So you can't talk about, oh, the only content out there that's popular that everybody's watching. No, that's what you're watching. Nobody said that's what everybody was watching. That's just what you're watching. That's why it's popping up under your recommended. That's why it's popping up on your For You page. That's why it's popping up on your Facebook and on your Google searches. Because you looked for it. That's what you watch the most. If you watch cat videos, you're going to have cat crap up all the time. If, you know, like, for me personally, I watch a little bit of all kinds of stuff. So I get a little bit of all kinds of stuff on there. But at the same time, I kind of get nothing because, believe it or not, you can actually choose what is shown and what isn't. So if there's a channel that I don't like and I don't agree with, I will block it. Because I don't want it to pop up. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear their opinion because I don't care and I don't like it. And if I don't like something, I'm not going to watch it. Why am I going to subjugate myself to something that's going to piss me off? You know? I'm not a snowflake by any means. I can take criticism. That's not my problem. My problem is if I don't agree with a view, why am I going to dumb myself down? It doesn't make any sense. Like, nobody is in the right here. So why am I going to feed them? Why don't I just cut them off? If you have a parasite and it's killing you, mentally, physically, I don't care how, why are you going to keep feeding it? You can kill it. Cut that crap off. If you've got cancer eating your insides, I mean, okay, I know some people want to, and they do just roll over and die from it, but come on! That can't be everyone. Not everyone wants to die that way. Some of us want to fucking live. We're going to get it cut the hell out. You know, we're going to do what we can to make sure it doesn't invade us. It's, you know, and it'll keep coming back, mind you. Let me read it. You know, it's going to keep coming back. The human race is a cancer. Society is a cancer on the planet. It's always going to be here. Until the planet dies. And then we're all going to die. And unfortunately, we're wiping out all the rest of the entire organism with us. Which makes me really sick. And really sad. But beyond that, bad people are always going to be there. But if you're watching people you don't agree with, and you're watching their content over and over, whether it's hate watching, I don't give a crap. Why? That's all you're going to see. because the algorithm doesn't give a crap about your feelings. They're going to look at it and they're going to go, well, they watch a lot of blank. So quick, let me give them butt ton more of blank. And that's what you think everybody sees. Even though it's not. That's just you. Supply and demand.